Hello everybody, this is Mark Duong coming at you from Texas. So the purpose of this video today is to go over with y'all the Proline RC hauler bag. I was in the market for a bag that was a little bit larger than I was currently bringing to the track because of the new class that I'm running. I'm now running 1/28 scale pan car, which is a class that's a little bit more competitive, that requires you to bring a lot more tuning parts, spare parts, and now I have to bring like a setup board, my pit light, and all the tools that I normally use to be competitive in RC racing. The bag that I was previously using with this X-Ray on-road touring car bag, it's a really good size to race like box stock Kyosho mini Z's. You only have to bring like a smart charger to charge your AAA's. There's not a whole lot of parts that you need to bring for box stock Kyosho racing. So this at the time was a perfect bag, but because of the more competitive class that I'm racing, I found myself that I needed to bring a lot more like spare parts, right? A lot of maintenance products that I use, a lot of tools that I would need to be competitive. The last thing you want to do is to not have something with you, when you're racing or something breaks and you just don't have the item with you to fix or repair your car. So that brings us today the Proline RC hauler bag, which I recently got today, purchased from Horizon Hobbies. We'll go ahead and do a quick unboxing of it. So taking it out of the plastic bag, it just pops up here. This is the flap that opens up, and this is where the drawers would go in. I just noticed that there's these side panels that would go into the side of the hauler to support the entire bag itself, and then there's some shelving that goes in, and of course the drawers. The drawers we need to put together, so I'll go ahead and do that, and I'll see you in a second. So the hauler bag, I believe when I looked at the picture, it comes with 4 drawers, 2 small ones, a large one, and a medium-sized drawer. So here's a small one, here's another small one, and then here's the medium-sized drawer, and then here's the larger drawer. So watching the other videos online, it was really easy to put together. We'll go ahead and put this big drawer together really quick. So basically, you can see that there's double-sided tape in each of these corners. So when you fold up this part right here, it tucks behind this back panel, and the double-sided tape would make that part stick. And this is the same thing on that side. That's the double-sided tape right there. Fold it up and it'll stick to that corner. And then the same with the front. You got the double-sided tape like that, and the front panel folds up. And then there's these crossbars that goes across the edges of the drawers that supports it, and then also holds the panels in place. Let me grab that real quick if I can find it. We'll do this back section. Actually, we'll do this front section so that y'all can see. So if I peel this off, make sure all the corners and edges are squared, right? We don't want crooked drawers. That'd be bad. So just peel that off. Make sure everything's at a good 90-degree angle. Everything's flush. Put that together. Okay, so I have the front panel up, and here's the crossbar that I was talking about. You gotta remove the sticky tape from the double-sided tape. This side right here. Okay, now we have the double-sided tape removed. We can go ahead and plop on this. This is it's a hard plastic that's supposed to support and reinforce the drawer. So we'll go ahead and slide that on, just like that. And there you have it. the front of this large drawer is complete. So let me go ahead and put the rest of the drawers together, and then I'll see you in a second. All right. Okay, so I finally have the drawers together. As you can see here, there's two small ones, a medium-sized drawer, and then this large one right here. And then I'm starting to put the hauler together. And when I expand it, I found two side pieces. They're really thick corrugated plastic pieces that goes onto each side of the hauler. And then at this point, we're gonna have to put in the shelving. There's two shelving that divides the top, the middle, and then the bottom drawer. So I'll go ahead and put these shelvings in, and then we'll slide in the drawers. Okay, so I finally have it all together. So the one thing I noticed about the shelving is that they're super, super strong. The Velcro, once you get the Velcro, the Velcro on the shelving onto the side panel, it's not going anywhere. It's super sturdy and strong. You know it's gonna support the shelves just right, and it's gonna last you for a very long time. I'll put in all the shelving. Everything fits really good. The fitment is perfect. Very straightforward. You put the shelving in, and then you just push in the drawers. It's really sturdy. I thought there'd be like some play and flop, or the shelving, the hauler itself being very flimsy with very little support, but it's super sturdy, and I'm very excited about it actually. All the drawers pulls in and out perfectly, as you can see. So, and then we'll go ahead and zip it up and kind of see how it looks. The fabric material is really high quality too, so that's one thing I was worried about, whether or not the fabric was going to be really thin and whether or not it's prone to ripping or whatnot. But from what I see, the fabric's great, the quality is great, and the bag itself is sturdy. I'm super happy with it. Let's actually go through some of the features real quick. So you can see that before I zip this up, you may already know that this front flap, you can roll it up like so. And then there's a strap that holds it just like that. So when you're in your pit area, once you have this panel rolled up, you can easily access your drawers. Simple as that. We'll go ahead and flip it on down. One thing that's really nice as well that I noticed is that at the bottom of this, it's open. There's this very opening right here. There's actually Velcros that actually close it together. This is Velcro tab. As you can see here, this flap or panel just overlaps it and gives it a nice seal. Just like that. Very happy with this purchase, y'all. Another feature here is that there's a side saddle pocket. It doesn't expand a whole lot, but it's a good pocket to put all your manuals and your setup sheets. So that's what I would put there. One of the awesome features about this hauler bag that I'm very excited about is this top section right here. Zips and opens up. And it reveals these loops where you can actually put your drivers, your hex drivers and your nut drivers just right on top here. It can hold up to about 12 nut drivers and hex drivers, screwdrivers or pliers or whatever you plan to put into it. Once you're done, zip it up like that and you're done. Let's see this handle. Let's see how this handle works. This handle just basically slides in and out. Very easy. There's a little tension when you slide it back in. You hear that little snap and it kind of holds it in place. When you pull it out, you use a little bit of force, pulls out and it locks in place. When you're ready to put it back in, just pull it back in, push it back in. There's a handle up top. Real nice. Just in case, when you don't want to use the handle and the wheels, just hold it up just like that. In other videos, you probably noticed that there's a bungee strap right here where people put the cars or the short course cars on top and they strap it down with these bungee cords. I don't plan to use the bungee cords because I'm racing Mini Zs. The Mini Zs would more than likely go into one of the drawers. The side panel right here, it's big enough for so this is probably big enough for an 8 scale hauler bag for 8 scale racing, but it's a cross between, it's a little smaller than the 1/8 scale A-Main ProTech hauler bag. I find that the A-Main ProTech hauler bag it's a little bit, it's larger. Let's just put it that way. I'll put this back up for size comparison. Like I mentioned earlier in this video, this 1/10 scale on-road bag would be perfect, you know, if you're racing just box stock Mini Zs and you have a few or 2 or 3 Mini Zs that you go with, and all you do is charge up your AAA batteries and you stick into the car and you start racing. But for me, as I got into the 1/28 scale pan cars, as I mentioned earlier in this video, that there's more parts and tuning parts and supplies that I'm bringing to the track where I do need more space and more room in my hauler bag. So that's why I was shopping around and then I came across this. Normally when I race, before racing Mini Zs, I was racing 1/8 scale and then 1/10 scale, and I was using my all-time go-to would be this 9800 OGO bag. But I think for Mini Z racing, this is overkill. Size-wise, I mean, you can see right here. There's just this is like a medium, like in between the OGO 9800 and then this 1/10 scale on-road touring car bag. So this would be, like I said, overkill for taking to a Mini Z track. So I'm super happy with this Proline bag, and let's actually do one more comparison with another bag. This is a bag that someone gifted me from Amazon. It's sort of like a duffel bag. It's really wide for a duffel bag. It's good for a short course truck. And then there's compartments for like your tools. It's perfect, and there's like a strap inside to hold down your crawler or your short course truck. The side panel here, it has pockets and loops for your tools as well. It's a really nice bag if I was bashing and I was running like short course sized cars or crawlers or whatnot. But I find that carrying this to the RC track, because of how wide it is, it's just a little bit awkward to kind of hold off to my side. I've used this before as a secondary bag and I have no issues with that. But if I'm just carrying one bag to keep organized, I think having a hauler bag right here with all the drawers would be just perfect. As we continue on, I was gonna get my pit board and show you that it fits into this side panel right here. This I'm sure it's made for a pit for a pit board, fitting up to a 1/8 scale pit board down to, you know, whatever smaller size you need it to fit. You already saw that in front. There's a couple other pockets, great for throwing in charging cables. They're a little bit deeper than the pockets that we've seen in the back. You can see here. Again, guys, I'm super happy. I mean, out of all the bags out there, I'm super stoked about this. Cosworks makes a couple other bags that I was interested in, but you know, Proline's been around for a long time. I love to support the brand, and just the overall aesthetics of this bag, I'm really, really happy with it. So there you have it. After doing all the size comparison, I think this Proline bag, just because it's in between size with all the other bags I have, it really suits my needs. I'm not bringing a big old OGO to the track just to race Mini Zs. That is 100% for sure. I've outgrown this X-ray bag. This, again, is a little bit too small to hold all my maintenance parts, my spare parts, and things I need to bring to the track when I'm racing 1/28 scale pan cars. One thing I've noticed is that with competitive racing, like the things you bring to the track doesn't really change. I mean, the size of the car that you race may change, but you still need all your tools, your supplies, so that you can be competitive. You know, you need to bring all your spare parts just in case, you know, there's a mishaps. You don't want it breaking apart and not having the part to ruin your racing day and put an end to it. So therefore, having a bag about this size to bring all my parts and supplies is definitely a plus. So there you have it. This is a long time coming for another review on the Proline Hauler Pit Bag. I hope you all enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe. Thank you all for watching.